The year is 1900. John Hendrix and his wife Julia are living in the quiet town of Bear Creek Valley, Tennessee with their 5 children. Suddenly, tragedy strikes when diphtheria spreads across the community and their 2-year-old daughter, Ethel, comes down with and succumbs to the illness, passing away, leaving the family devastated. Julia is left unable to cope with their loss, and the marriage begins to fall apart until one day she boards a wagon headed for Arkansas with their remaining 4 children. John never sees them again. He slips into a deep depression, begins praying to God and asking why. Why was this happening to him? Begging for answers. Eventually, he spends his days taking walks in the woods, when out of nowhere, he hears a booming voice telling him that if he were to sleep on the ground outside for 40 nights, he would be shown the future. John obeys the voice and finds a place to lay down where he intends to stay for the duration of the 40-night ordeal. Neighbors find him, they bring him soups, food, and blankets. They continuously check on him throughout the 40 nights, and at one point find John with his hair frozen to the ground. Still, John was not about to give up and braves the cold until the 40th and final night when he emerges from the woods. When John returns to town, he is eager to tell everyone that he was shown visions of the future of Bear Creek Valley and says that there will be a large city built upon Black Oak Ridge, complete with numerous factories, and these factories will build something that will win one of the greatest wars that will ever be. Some people are fascinated by these visions, while others remain skeptical and scoff at the idea that there will ever be a city built on Bear Creek Valley. In 1908, John remarries and continues to tell his tale to anyone and everyone who will listen, until he was struck with tuberculosis and died in 1915. When World War I comes and goes, with the town mostly unchanged, the prophecy of John Hendrix slowly fades and is forgotten until 1942. Residents of Bear Creek receive letters from the government telling them that they have 20 days to vacate their properties, and more than 3,000 people are displaced. Seemingly overnight, a massive city is built, becoming the 5th largest city in Tennessee, but it wasn't on any map. Most of the new townspeople are working at a freshly built factory, just as John Hendrix had predicted almost half a century before. But this wasn't any ordinary factory. This was part of the Manhattan Project, the United States operation experimenting with nuclear warfare. This factory housed machines called calutrons that ran for 24 hours a day, separating uranium isotopes for the use of none other than the atomic bomb. And on August 6th, 1945, the atomic bomb called Little Boy is dropped on Hiroshima, essentially stopping World War II in its tracks. It seems as though the prophecy of John Hendrix had come to fruition, right down to almost every detail. How could John Hendrix have had such an accurate prediction of the future? Was it just a coincidence? Luck? Or was he really granted visions from God? Perhaps we will never know. But for now, he is forever deemed the prophet of Oak Ridge.